Hi, my name is Christine Curlin. I retired from Everett Community College in 2012 as the Vice President for the University Center for Strategic Planning. That included strategic enrollment management. Now I'm a senior consultant for ACRO. I work on projects mostly related to strategic enrollment management at colleges and universities around the United States. Regarding this chapter, data and decision making, I worked with William Serrato on this because I strongly believe that good data, good information is a critical part of strategic planning. Data collection and analysis represents, I think, the most fundamental thing a college needs to do right in order to make effective decisions about strategy. One of the areas that I think I would look at improving for this chapter would be more of a discussion on how colleges organize themselves around data collection and analysis. And for that, I'm going to read something that I think illuminates the two topics of data stewards and data governance. Data stewards are identified with the data for which they are responsible. The clearest example is the registrar's responsibility for the accuracy of student records and registration data, and to assure its usefulness and reliability. Data stewards, of course, are also responsible for who has access to that information, and they may be and should be one of the primary people to offer interpretation of that data and the suggestions for the improvement of data collection and analysis. So colleges, I think, should be looking carefully at their structure for who are the data stewards. Overarching that, then, is a data governance model. In a data governance model, data stewards would join together regularly, perhaps monthly, and perhaps include other stakeholders, and they would be making, collecting, and aligning the rules for data, addressing data-related cross-functional issues, and resolve those issues, and monitor and enforce compliance. They would also set and maintain standards. When you have that kind of model operating, that kind of culture for data operating, I think you have a much better chance to be assured that you're dealing with good data, clean data, and that everybody's on the same page. The other way I would expand on that chapter has to do with what do you do with the data when you've got it, when you've done an analysis of it, when you feel like you've put forward the questions and gotten some answers and you're comfortable with what you're seeing. I think there's a two-stage process. What are the stories that the data is telling you? Put it in a narrative. If you can't put that data into a narrative, you're not in charge of it well enough. Once you've got a narrative, start distilling the issues from that data. That's really putting a point on what you are seeing. For example, I'll give you two examples of some issue statements. Here's one. Clearinghouse data indicates 40% of non-retained, that is non-graduating students, who were enrolled at our institution in 2015-2016 have enrolled at another college or university within 50 miles of our university and in the same major. Only 5% of those students were those we had placed on probation. Well, you can see the import of that. You're losing students you could have had. Find out why. Another issue statement might be the progression of students from our adult basic education program to college-level programs has been declining from 72% to 41% over the past 6 years. The most significant barrier is completion of math levels that are required to start or complete our degree programs. That's an example of taking data, turning it into a story, and then putting a point on it, saying, what are the issues? In other words, an issue is a statement of fact that demands your attention and demands a response. It shows you what some of your challenges and opportunities would be. I think that the sheer act of formulating the issues from the data reveals to us our ability to consider strategies that really matter. And it makes the discussion a lot richer. From that, you move on to priorities. What are the issues that seem to be the most important? So those are two ways that I would improve on the chapter of data and decision making. I hope that that's been helpful to you. Thank you for this opportunity to discuss more about data, information, and strategic enrollment management.